from the storm.
Every single piece of legislation is in place to protect our children. But all of this amounts to zero if parents and communities don't wake up and speak up.
We're crying for our children, leave them alone.
We're attacking the abuses and violence against our children through programs of education and public awareness.
The youth minister tells us more about plans to protect and care for children later in the show, plus making literacy fun and celebrating our children. This is Jamaica Magazine, and I am Adrian Atkinson. Don't move.
The Passport Immigration and Citizenship Agency PICA is committed to quality customer service. The recently announced increases in passport fees will now take effect on Monday, June 1. As of that date, it will cost $6,500 for an adult passport and $4,000 for a passport for a minor. To better serve members of the public who need to get or renew their passports, from Tuesday, May 26 to Friday, May 29, PICA will accept and process passport applications at the National Indoor Sports Center starting at 6 a.m. daily. The Passport Immigration and Citizenship Agency PICA, securing our borders, safeguarding our sovereignty.
Good day, I'm Andrea Chisholm and this is your JIS News for Thursday, May 28. Finance Minister Dr. Peter Phillips is anticipating that interest rates in the banking sector will be further reduced as government continues to implement its economic reform program. He says that since government restricted its borrowing from the banks, more money is being made available to Jamaicans through the banking system. The Finance Minister says the government will continue that trend when its interest rates on bonds become due next year.
And one major thing that we will be doing is that when we make the payouts, and there's $62 billion due to be paid out early next year, the government is not going to be going into the market to borrow it back. And that will again have constitute a further pressure to lower interest rates.
Dr. Phillips was addressing the Small Business Association of Jamaica's luncheon on Wednesday. He said government would continue to support the micro, small and medium-sized enterprises by increasing access to credit and offering technical support to businesses. Meanwhile, government continues to work with the private sector to facilitate development on the island. The latest partnership is happening in Western Jamaica in the business process outsourcing sector.
The BPO industry here in Western Jamaica is being extended to Sandy Bay and Lucy in Hanover, where new BPO factory space is now being created to generate more investments and jobs.
Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller says government is also pursuing more foreign investment in the BPO and agricultural sectors to benefit Western Jamaica. In the meantime, 70 residents of Western Jamaica are now proud landowners following a recent titling ceremony by the National Land Agency. Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller used the ceremony to pledge government's unwavering support for increasing the number of Jamaican landowners.
Land titling will continue to be high on the agenda of the government. And we encourage more landowners to secure titles for their properties. And I want to make one point. When we are dealing with land titles and distribution, no politics is involved. I don't care what people support. All Jamaicans are entitled to own a piece of this rock.
Speaking specifically to the recipients who hail from the parishes of St. James, Westmoreland, Hanover and Trelawney, Mrs. Simpson Miller encouraged them to register their lands. And at that same titling ceremony, Climate Change Minister Robert Pickersgill announced that there had been an overall increase in forest cover on the island. He said the latest land use forest assessment done by the Forestry Department showed that forest cover stood at 1,394 hectares annually.
The findings also reveal that 441,000 hectares of the land is now classified as forest. And this is a trend we'll endeavor to conclude in the future.
The minister used the titling ceremony to encourage new landowners to help sustain the health of the island's natural resources.
One method of ensuring that your land and your community are healthy is by planting and replanting trees where necessary. By so doing, you will improve your air quality.
And finally, the Passport Immigration and Citizenship Agency PICA says things are moving smoothly at the National Indoor Sports Center, where it is processing passport applications and delivery normally done at its Constant Spring Road office. The agency has set up temporary operations there since Monday to better deal with the rush of Jamaicans coming in to get their passports ahead of the announced fee increases which take effect on June 1.
You can see it is much bigger in capacity, and we are able to serve like more than twice the numbers that we would normally do. It's more spacious. If rain falls, there is no problem. You can see that people are a bit more comfortable.
PICA's Chief Executive Officer says the space has also allowed them to set up designated spaces for serving persons with special needs and with children. And while acknowledging that the situation remains stressful, she says PICA is doing its best to make persons comfortable and work as quickly as possible while still being meticulous.
Because you remember, a passport lasts for 10 years and you are accepted at every port. You could be in Berlin, you could be in Beijing, right? An immigration officer will look at your picture and look at you and say this is not you. So we have to be as careful and as meticulous as we can.
Since Monday, the agency has been processing as much as 1,200 tickets daily. PICA starts issuing tickets at 5 a.m. and opens its doors from 6 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Monday to Thursday. Operations normally end at 2:30 p.m. on Fridays, but Ms. McDonald says they may need to go beyond that time at this location. The public is also reminded that no new applications are processed at PICA's locations in Portmore and Maypen on the last 2 working days of each month based on an agreement with the tax office. They can be accommodated at the National Indoor Sports Center. Going forward, the CEO says the agency is speeding up plans to acquire a new larger head office and to implement online applications. And that's it for GIS News today. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Thank you for watching.
Is your silence worth the life of a child? Report child abuse. Call the Office of the Children's Registry at 1-888-PROTECT. Be the change. Speak out. Protect our children.
Reviewing policies to ensure the protection of children, creating a balanced environment for those in state care, and making more jobs available for the youth. The Youth Minister Lisa Hanna tells us more about her exciting plans for young people, as well as some good news for local culture.
Send us your love, oh child, your mercy.
We're attacking the abuses and violence against our children through programs of education and public awareness. And we're going to be bolstering this program this year. We have reviewed the Child Care and Protection Act and the Child Adoption Act. And we'll be presenting those aspects of the Act, of the CCPA, that are relevant to our ministry to the Joint Parliamentary Committee so that we can make sure that we have the correct systems in place. We also instituted a best practices program for the standards of care at the Maxfield Park Children's Home, which will be rolled out into other children's homes this coming year. We've put a number of systems in place now to revitalize that foster care program so that we can add more resources, because we believe that children are better off in a family setting. Of the 45 privately operated children's homes, 38 or 84% have been issued with licenses. The other 7 homes have submitted applications but have outstanding documentation to fulfill the requirements for the licensing. And they have been written to, and they've been given a deadline, and we're going to be working with them to make sure that they are able to get their standards up to speed. We introduced and implemented the first phase of the case management system, which is an electronic system that tracks a child from entry to state care to exit. The next 2 phases will be rolled out this year. And through the engagement of counselors, clinical psychologists, and psychiatrists, we have been helping about 2,000 children with counseling. And that program of therapeutic intervention is so necessary that we're going to bolster it, and we're going to make sure that there's a space in every single parish for therapy for children in state care so that they can get the help. The goal of the MPACV is to create and maintain a protective environment supportive of and responsive to the issues of violence, child abuse, and maltreatment of children in Jamaica. And it is going to be an integrated approach between all of us as ministries that we'll be implementing over the course of this year. And I'm calling on all Jamaicans, particularly the church, teachers, and communities, to pay special attention to our children's need for guidance, mentorship, and protection.
Bless me, mighty Jaja, bless me, so that they can curse me.
Every single piece of legislation is in place to protect our children. But all of this amounts to zero if parents and communities don't wake up and speak up. The practice of keeping silent and not giving the evidence to convict the perpetrators who abuse them must stop. Must work to protect our culture in all its forms, physically and artistically. With the assistance of UNESCO, we have created a data bank of the intangible cultural heritage of many communities island-wide. We'll also be producing a cultural passport for thousands of students at the secondary level, and this will allow students to not only visit sites and events free of cost, but also at a reduced rate. This year's National Festival on Emancipation Independence is expanded, and it is enhanced to include the commemoration of the 150th anniversary of the Morant Bay Rebellion. We have added another 3 museums to the 4 that we implemented last year. I am pleased to announce that the government of Jamaica is partnering with the Japanese government to enhance the technological capacity of the Institute of Jamaica. We're also working to resolve the issue of the relocation of the persons who occupy the home of the national hero, the Right Excellent Marcus Garvey. We aim to start refurbishing and restoration of the property by the anniversary of his next birthday. I am pleased to report that ICOMOS and ICN has said that the Blue and Jonkra Mountains, they are recommended it for inscription to be on the World Heritage List. This year, we're spending $344.6 million on youth programs, and we have even bolstered them even more on top of the ones that we have there to impact about 15,000 young people.
Man a juggle peanut, man a juggle Yanzi, couple mesh marina, couple baby onesie, man a run a taxi, even if a battery. If you want to leave it up just like you win the lottery. Uno fi set up shop, choose land set up shop, plain land set up shop, Spain man set up, slide pen set up shop, Grand Spain set up shop.
We have tasked the NYS to work closer to the members of parliament, to come to you personally and design training programs with you, because I know you have different cadres that our programs can help you with, and to see how we can also utilize our resources along with yours to push better programs, to give you a more individualized personal attention and touch. We're giving scholarships to 6 graduates of the Edna Manley College to spend the day and do artistic work in the life of a person with a disability, particularly a young person. There's a program between CPTC and NYS to identify 31 youth across the island to be trained in media production over a 6-month period. It's a paid internship program. This reintegration program, Mr. Speaker, will be a multi-sectoral approach, and it will address issues in this group. We're hoping to reduce crime, we're hoping to reduce delinquent behaviors in secondary school, and we're hoping to increase self-acceptance. Today we table the youth policy, and we expect this to galvanize the focus of the country on the importance of youth development to secure the nation's future. This should be the mandate of us all, to get our youth connected to get our youth satisfied, to get our children protected. Let us keep connected, and let us also keep our young people connected.
Set up shop, New York set up shop, Boston set up shop, Washington set up, London set up shop, Canada set up shop.
Too many of our children are going missing. Mothers, fathers, please be vigilant. Get to know your children's friends and where they hang out. Tell them never to walk alone and take them to school if you can. Most importantly, let them feel your love all the time. And as you trot along, do the same for your neighbor's child. Our youths are much too precious to lose sight of.
Report cases of child abuse or to report a missing child, go to the nearest police station or call 119.
In nurturing our little ones, let us reject all forms of oppression of children, such as child abuse and child labor. I make a special appeal for our children to be allowed to grow up and benefit from the efforts and the lessons of our ancestors, our heroes and heroines.
On May 9, the Jamaica Red Cross hosted a literacy competition among state care institutions. It was a day of fun and excitement for the children. As they vied for the top prizes, we have the highlights.
It was a day of excitement.
They're starting with the last potato, let's who we're getting in the box or the container first, and we say, cheer your asses on!
I like how they run and I like how my own come first.
But the ultimate goal of the event was no fun and games. It was another staging of the art, reading and spelling competition put on by the Jamaica Red Cross to improve literacy among children. Usually held in schools during the month of October, the Child Month edition focused on wards of the state. Children from the National Children's Home, Jamaica Christian Boys Home, Dare to Care and SOS Children's Village.
This particular activity has been a brainchild of one of our members, Annette Campbell. We have now been doing it for 4 years. She figured that the wards of the states do not have enough activities to involve them in society at large. And she figured that if we could go in and make a difference, this would be fun for us and for the kids themselves.
The most exciting thing I did today, I read to the audience and I felt so proud that I read so well. I read about mangoes and mongooses.
The mango plants were sent to a man named Mr. Hilton Hughes in Garden, St. Andrew. He had a special garden there with many different plants.
Sashwana was among 4 children vying for the champion trophy in the reading competition.
We're looking out for their pronunciation, their delivery, and that involves intonation, their expression. We're also looking at how it is that they project their voices. And in addition to that, we also wanted to find out what was their understanding of the story.
All right, tell us, what was the lesson you were trying to teach the boy?
Not to trouble the weaker, the smaller and weaker one.
Right.
I really think that I'm going to be the winner because I read well.
I think I am going to win today.
The competition was intense, and in the end, one young scholar emerged the winner.
Reading means a lot to us. And if we can get our kids to read and have an appreciation for reading, it will enhance their whole existence, and also it will prevent many of the things that are happening right now. And that's why we are concentrating on the reading, the spelling, so that they'll do better at school and within themselves as people.
The competitive spirit was also very evident in the spelling competition, with the finalists battling it out for more than an hour.
Shashwana, your word is counterfeit.
Counterfeit. COUNTERFEIT.
Thank you.
Treatment. TREATMENT. Treatment.
Kwame, your word is provision.
Provision. PROVISION.
In the end, Shashwana emerged the winner with Kwame in second place. In the art category, Vivian Clark and Britannia Graham were the top students.
We just really have to commend the children for their effort, for the spirit, that they have come to this competition with. So we're really, overall, we're pleased. We're pleased.
It has been wonderful. We enjoy what we're doing, and we do get sponsors from time to time to assist us in meeting the expenses. And as you can see, we have books from publishing house, and we have assistance in providing the meals and so on.
And the children appreciated the effort.
I want to tell them a big thank you for putting it on, and I appreciate what they are doing.
By all accounts, the Child Month edition of the event was a success, so much so that the Red Cross is looking at adding it to its annual calendar. Besides the support for literacy and the chance to fet and engage the children, organizers also got a chance to address the issue of their care and protection.
Our children today are suffering. We hear it on the news daily. And I would like to ask our society, the men in particular, to show a little more caring for our kids, because too many of them are fatherless. Mothers have to pay mother and father, and it's a challenge. And if the fathers would only rise to the occasion, we would have a very different society than what we're having today. So fathers, please, come on out and take care of your children. The numbers are, it doesn't matter. You may have 1, you may have 10. Just be responsible and play a father role.
It's a worthwhile effort to help the next generation fulfill their dreams.
I wonder where Chantal is. Me can't find him for wait. I know when they know. Watch me, her name. Hey Chantal, where you watch? GIS.
No most you no say that the program are the best.
Them always the places where you have progress. I'm made of them there. Don't me now forget.
I must Manchester's finest.
Hey, hide your remote, not change the station. Cause we soon come back with more information. From the school and the station where you're number one. From the school and the program where you're number one.
Be an active participant in your child's life. Spend time with your child. No phones, no television, no distractions. Just the two of you. Get to know your child through play. Why not go to the park and get on the monkey bars? Sharing a meal can also be a time of bonding. If your child's in school, be involved in school activities. Speak with your child's teacher. Follow up on their progress in school and see how you can help. Assist them with homework. Attend parent-teacher meetings and support school fundraising events. Remember, your child's future is in your hands. Safeguard it.
So glad you are a child of mine.
Child Month ends in a few days, but it doesn't mean we must stop all the nice things we've been doing. Let's continue to be watchful. And as those in authority have been urging, talk up when you see something when right. Our children are beautiful and gifted. Let's celebrate them. They are God's wonderful creation.
Heaven and earth, knew my name before my birth. You know what lies in store for me. You designed my destiny. Yeah. We come before you now. In your presence we will bow. We submit ourselves to thee and to your
We're crying for our children, leave them alone. We're crying for our children, don't hurt them no more. We're crying for our children. Whoa, 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 whoa. We have to put a stop to all of the murder and the rapes we have won against the youths of the future. Yeah, come make we go down on we knees and bow. We can't take it at all. For the youths of the future shall be great. Yes, we're crying, yeah. We're crying for our children, leave them alone. Leave them alone. We're crying for our children, don't hurt them no more. We're crying for our children.
It's time to say so long, but not before saying thank you for tuning in. On behalf of the entire production crew, I'm Adrian Atkinson, reminding you to stay connected via our website, jis.gov.jm. Keep sending your feedback to Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm or a tweet at JIS News. Make that appointment to join us again tomorrow, same time, same station. Until then, do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.